Hello everybody, it's Maikito. I hope everybody's having a good day, has had a good day so far, and frankly just has had a good past couple of days. We're back, international break is over, teams are back playing for their clubs, so we should hopefully now be back to a normal schedule to how we were before. There's not going to be an international break, at least not anytime soon, so we're back to a normal schedule. Big slate. It's going to be a lot of games really for the next week or so. So expect a lot of videos lately, at least, a daily video, at least for like a week or so. I went through, try to find the picks that I did like. Do keep in mind that obviously they're coming back. So teams are still going to try to get back into their groove again. So I didn't want to take too many chances when it comes to the players because, again, not sure how they're going to start off. And then I found plenty of picks that I did like. I know PrizePicks, they do not have a lot of picks up. They do have a lot of like the goblins and the demons, all those plays, but any normal lines, they don't really have any right now. So if I do have any at place, which I likely will either later tonight or tomorrow morning or afternoon before the games when lineups are confirmed and more lines are out, they will be in the pinned comment in this video. Keep an eye out for those if you want more plays. But with that being said, I'll just get straight into the picks. And the first one is Riccardo Orsolini to go hard in 2.5 shots playing away from home for Bologna, going up against Venezia. This one is on underdog. I know PrizePicks has his 1.5 shots, his play on that one. They also have his 3.5 shots. I wouldn't take 3.5. I would rather take the 1.5 than the 3.5. But it's a good matchup. Venezia allowed the third most shots to opponents at 14.8, and Orsolini is a player that has averaged 3.61 shots per 90. He's a long shot taker. He's taking 35 from inside and 17 from outside, and that's because he plays on the right side of the pitch, cuts down on his left, and doesn't take a lot of space for him to shoot. He is a shooter, which is what I like. If Venezia do not play possession and tend to struggle against people like him that are scalers on the wing that can cut in and stuff like that. So he's going to have plenty of opportunities to take those shots. He's their set piece taker, so if they get penalties or free kicks, he will be the one taking those as well, which is what I like. And he played off the bench in the first game. He only played 26 minutes and had 2 shots in that game. And now that he's starting, if I just like the odds even better. If he could get 2 shots in just 26 minutes, if he starts, I like the fact that he's going to get those shots. And Castro, their striker, is out, and he is a big shooter that takes up a lot of volume. So with him out, that just means more attacking responsibility for him, more shots to go around, and at 2.5, I think is a good mark. Venezia lately, at least before the break, they've been doing good on defense, but that has to do with the amount of goals allowed that they've allowed. That has nothing to do with the amount of shots they've allowed. And again, they still allow the third most shots, and Bologna are fighting for that top 4 spot for the Champions League. They're really close. I believe they are 4th right now, so they need to be aggressive. Orsolini is one of the players that will take those shots, and it's a good line. So I have Riccardo Orsolini to go higher than 2.5 shots. The second play that I found that I like is on underdog as well. And that's Lorenzo Pellegrini to go higher than 1.5 shots playing away from home for Roma, going up against Lecce. You're getting this at plus money, and I like the value that you're getting here for this play. I know PrizePicks has it as well, but that one is actually a goblin. You actually get less value for that one. While here, on underdog, you're getting this for plus money. It's like having a demon of this play on underdog and a goblin of this play on PrizePicks. Obviously, you can still take it on PrizePicks, but I love the fact that you're getting it at plus money here on underdog. He's averaged 2.27 shots per 90 so far, and he's a long shot taker as well. About half of his shots are from inside the box and outside the box. 19 from inside, 16 from outside, and he's relatively versatile as well. He's taking 23 with his right, which is where the big majority of his shots come from. But he also has taken 8 with his left and 4 with 4 headers. So if he does get those opportunities, he will shoot them. So that's what I like as well. And Lecce, another team that allow a lot of shots. They allow the 7th most shots to opponent at 13.8. And before the international break came up, Lecce were in horrible form. They had lost 4 straight and were winless in their last 6 straight. So they were in bad form. So just because the international break is back doesn't mean they're just going to miraculously just become even better. And Dybala is actually out for the season due to injury. And in 4 games without him, this includes Dybala starting and Dybala coming off the bench. And 4 games in general in which Dybala did not play. Pellegrini has actually gone over this mark in all 4 games that he's played without Dybala, which is what I like, which means more attacking responsibility for him. And I also mentioned that as well because if you just look at Roma's starting lineup, the team that they play, there other than Dovbik, there are no other shooters that Roma have. Obviously, they have their defenders, They have their midfielder. They play a 3-4-2-1. The four in the midfield are, I believe, Kone and Paredes, two players that are much more defensive, do not shoot. Angelino and Salamakers on the wings, they're not shooters. And obviously, other than Dovbik, he only shoots when he gets the ball passing to him. So when it comes to who's going to be the one taking the shots from outside the box and even inside the box, because the opportunities are going to be, the defenders on the other team are going to be focused on Dovbik, is going to be Pellegrini. So I like the fact that there are not really a lot of shooters in that team. So, and the fact that Dybala's out just means more attacking responsibility for him. And in the last 10 away games that he's played, he's gone over in 5 out of 10, which might look bad. But if you look at the games that he's gone under, he went under against Fiorentina, who are an average defense, allowed the 10th most, 10th least, whatever you want to say. Napoli, who allowed the second least shots. Como, but obviously he came off the bench and only played 23 minutes, so that one doesn't even count. Milan, another one where he came off the bench, and that shouldn't count either. Besides, they allowed the 8th least shots. And then the other one was Bologna, who allowed the least shots to opponents. So the games that he's gone over, under when it comes to away, he's had tough matchups or he's came off the bench. But now in a good matchup here against Lecce, more attacking responsibility, and you're getting this at plus money. I like this line. I like Lorenzo Pellegrini to go higher than 1.5 shots. And then the last player prop that I found that I like so far, this one is actually on PrizePicks. One of the few lines that they do have and actually do like is Elmo Forsberg to go higher than 1.5 shots, playing away from home for New York Red Bulls, going up against New England Revolution. In 5 games so far in the league, he's gone over in 4 out of those 5. And I also like this play because he has played full minutes in all those games. I believe he has it in like 1 game, but he got subbed out with like 2 minutes to go. So that's essentially the whole game, which is what I like. He averaged 2.45 shots per 90 last season. So it shows that even last season he was a shooter and he will shoot. And when he played him once last season, he went over in that game with 2 shots. And in 4 games, New England Revolution so far have allowed on average 12.5 shots, which is an average when it comes to how many shots they've allowed. But they still have been in horrible form. In those 4 games, they have yet to win with 1 draw and 3 losses. So morality-wise, New England does not have a lot of morale, which is good for us. And Forsberg can take advantage of that. And New York in general can take advantage of that and take a lot of shots. Besides, he's a long shot taker. And the shots he's taken so far this season, 5 have been from outside the box, 4 from inside the box. And even last season, it was pretty much the same when it comes to the proportion. He took 26 from outside the box and 23 from inside the box. So half of the shots that he's taken will be from long range, which is what I like. And he's also their set piece taker, whether it's free kicks or whether it's penalties. He will be the one to take those shots. I believe he's already scored 1 penalty goal this season, and that was the shot for him there. So he's a good attacker for them. He's well experienced, and he takes those set pieces as well, which is what I like. And last season, he played as the left mid in a 4-4-2, but this season so far, Red Bulls have been playing in a 3-back, and he's been playing as either the cam or the left wing. Sometimes they're playing a 3-4-2-1, sometimes they're playing a 3-4-3, but regardless, he has more of an attacking role and plays higher up the pitch now this season than last season, which means more attacking responsibility and more chances for him to get it. So I like this line, and I like the matchup. I like the fact that he's playing more attacking this season, so I like this line. I like Emma Forsberg to go higher than 1.5 shots. Before I get into the money line plays, as always, if everybody please could like the video and comment as well. It helps boost the video out to more people. It doesn't matter what you comment, whether it's just showing support, putting some random numbers, asking questions, doesn't matter what it is. If you ask questions, I'll try to answer it to the best of my abilities as well. If you want to drop a comment, it helps support the channel, so I really would appreciate that. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe as well and turn on notifications so you're notified when these videos are out. And if you want to support the channel just a little more and get the videos out even earlier than what you usually would, you can join the membership, link in the description, or there's a join button right next to the subscribe button. I don't hide any picks. You still would get the same picks. Again, it's just for someone to support the channel and get the videos out even earlier, because some of these plays do tend to get bumped and taken away relatively soon or often after I post these videos. So again, if you want to try to avoid that, link in the description. And you can join the Discord as well. It is not a premium as well. That one is completely free if you want to join that. Good community I'm trying to build. Talk about pretty much all sports, talk about soccer, talk about your plays, other plays. Again, and also notify people there when the videos go out to the public. So if you want to join that as well, you're more than welcome to, link in the description. And all my codes for everything, whether it's Outlier, Underdog, PrizePicks, everything is linked in the description. So I really want to thank anybody who supports me in any way. But when it comes to the moneyline plays, we are starting back up the ladder challenge. This is where I'm gonna start off with $25. We take plays that are between -200 to -300, and we try to just bankroll it. We win the 25, we win day 1, we take what we win. Move it on to day 2. I still really don't know if I should do 7 days or 10 days, but we'll just figure it out when we get there. And as always, you don't have to follow the full ladder challenge. If you're happy at what you're at after like day 5, you're more than welcome to take out the money and just start over again. It's up to you what you do with it, but this is just something fun that I like to do sometimes, and I didn't want to do it during the international break because those were not reliable. But now that club soccer is coming back, I like this. I'm starting it back up, and the play that I found for day 1 is the Juventus money line going up against Genoa at home for minus 215. I did think about taking their higher than 1.5 goals, but with Juventus, I'll explain why I took just their money line instead. While they are coming back from break, both teams in general are well rested. If you look at the projected starters, at least the ones that should start for Juventus, Di Gregorio, Kalulu, Locatelli, Thuram, all of them were not called up during the international break, so they were resting the whole time. They did not have to go play for the country, so they're well rested. And if you look at some of the other starters that they have, Gatti, the center back, in the 2 games that Italy played, he only played in one half from one game. Didn't play the other game, so he's well rested. Vega, he only played 1 game, and he played 76 minutes. So, again, he only played 1 game. And then Weah have had rest since Sunday after that game against Canada. And then Koopmeiners, he got called up for the Netherlands, and he only played about 10 to 13 minutes off the bench in both games. So, even he didn't play that much. So, pretty much every single one of Juventus starters should be and are well rested, which is good for us. And Juventus are currently 5th place. They cannot afford to lose a Champions League spot. They need top 4. I believe that they are already eliminated from the Champions League, and they need that top 4 spot to get into the Champions League next season. And they're currently 5th, so they need this win. And now this is going to be the first game with their new coach, Igor Tudor, and that's the main reason why I'm just taking the money line instead of their higher than 1.5 goals, just because I want to see how he plays. But regardless, I still trust him to win. The last time he was a coach, he coached for Lazio, and that was towards, I believe, March of the end of last season. And in those, he was undefeated in 9 out of 11 games that he played, and the only games that he lost were against Juventus and against Roma, and both of those were away from home. He was undefeated at home, which is where Juventus is playing right now. They have a relatively good matchup. They still have a good defense, and Genoa have the 2nd worst attack away from home. So I trusted Juventus coming back from break, new coach, fresh squad. I trust that they'll get the win here. So I like this for minus 215 for day 1 of the ladder challenge, and that's Juventus money line going up against Genoa. The second play that I found that I like, this was in the German Bundesliga, and that's both teams to score in the Wolfsburg and Heidenheim game. You can currently get this on Fliff for minus 155. This is whether or not Heidenheim scores. Wolfsburg should easily score in this game. They have scored 49 in 26 games so far this season. That's a 1.88 goal average, and have scored in 12 out of 13 games at home, 92% hit rate, which is good for us. And they scored 3 in the first game away from home and scored in both games against them last season. So again, I'm not really worried about Wolfsburg scoring. They should score. It's just whether or not Heidenheim scores in this game. And Heidenheim, their attack has actually been better when they've played away from home compared to home. They've gone from 12 goals at home up to 19 away, and they have scored in 10 out of 13 games away from home, 77% hit rate, and they scored in that first game. And Heidenheim are only missing 1 key player, and even then that key player is in and out of the rotation of the squad, so he's not going to be that big of a difference. While Wolfsburg, the main reason why I also like this as well, because they're missing a key center back in Vavro, who is a good defender for them, and he's great for them. And Svanberg is a midfielder for them. He's also out. They also have a lot of other injuries, but they're a lot more minor, so I'm not really worried about those. But mainly Vavro is the main reason why I also like this play as well. He's a key defender for them. And they have conceded 23 and 13 so far at home. They've conceded 1.77 on average, and in 11 out of 13 of the games that they've played at home. That's an 85% hit rate for opponents to score in Wolfsburg. And Heidenheim, in general, have a lot of big bodies and big players. Their 2 strikers are 6'2", 6'3". Some of their midfielders are 6'1", 6 foot, 5'11", and that guy wins 92% of his aerial duels. And the defenders are 6'4", 6'1", and 6'2". And the reason why I mentioned that is because Wolfsburg, one of their biggest weaknesses is defending set pieces and obviously weak in the air. So that's one big advantage that Heidenheim have in this game. And one of their best players that helped them in the air was Vavro, and now he is out. So now they're already going to struggle. They already struggled before. They're going to struggle even more. So I trust that Heidenheim will find a way to score. They scored against them in the first game. Wolfsburg is not like a good defense or anything. They conceded a lot of goals. So I like this play for minus 155. I like both teams to score in the Wolfsburg and Heidenheim game. The last play that I found that I like, this one is in the MLS in the US, and that's the Nashville money line for plus 125 going up against Cincinnati. I usually don't take plus money plays, but I really like this one. You're getting this at plus money. Nashville have only conceded 3 goals in 5 games, and have only conceded in 2 out of the 5 games in general. And they have found their scoring form in their last 3 games. They have scored 2 goals, 3 goals, and 3 goals. They still have Mukhtar, who's a key player for them. Suresh, their striker, is picking up form. He's contributed to a goal in the last 2 games straight. And last season, he scored or assisted in about half of the games that he played, which is good for us. And then they have Brugman and Zimmerman, who are going to be key in the midfield and on defense when it comes to the presence that they've had. So in general, I just like the squad better. And they're playing at home. And Cincinnati have played 2 away games in the league and have lost both of those, conceding 4 goals and 2 goals in each of those games. And they also played an away game to Tigres in that cup and got eliminated, conceding 3 goals in that game. So their defense has just been very, very lackluster, especially when they play away from home. Their only key or bright spot in the team is Evander that they picked up from Portland, but he's a good attacker, not a good defender. He cannot help them on defense, and Nashville can easily outscore Cincinnati in this game. Besides, so far this season, Cincinnati has not been clinical, only converting 25% of the shots on target that they've taken, and combined with Nashville's form, Nashville at home playing much better, Cincinnati just not playing good, and there's not like the US League really had an international break. They still played not even a week ago, so I like this play for plus money at home. I like the Nashville money line going up against Cincinnati for plus 125. Thank you everybody for watching. Quickly going over last video's picks. We had a great day to end that little international break run. I believe we swept the player props. We went 5-0 with added plays and everything. We had Solomon to take a shot. He hit. I say you could even take his Demon if you wanted to at 1.5. That one hit as well. Roche to go higher on saves. That one hit pretty easily as well. He came through. We had Ion. That was an added play to take 2 shots. He hit that as well. Jovetic, another added play to take 2 shots. He hit as well. And then we had Vidal to not score or assist. And that was pretty easy as well. So we swept the player props 5-0. And then money line wise was 1-1. Uruguay came through. They did not lose. They were able to hold Bolivia to a draw. And then the only one that missed was Qatar to score 2. I should have took both teams to score. I mentioned in the video I was thinking between that and both teams to score. And I should have took that one. That one was the one at plus money. But unfortunately, Qatar didn't come through. They stopped us from sweeping the full video. But we still had a great day. Swept the player props 5-0. And hopefully coming back from this break, we can still come back and keep that form going. It's a big slate. So again, if I do have any added plays, it will be in the pinned comment. And then even though I didn't post a video, sometimes even on Discord I posted slips of what I played, even for like a 1-game slate, 2-game slate. So again, if you want to join the Discord, I post my plays there as well. Sometimes we did pretty good when it comes to those, and other people post their slips as well. So again, not a premium, completely free, more than welcome to join in the description. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.